Hey guys, it's Tyreek McDuffie here. Sorry if my voice sounds a little raspy. I am trying to get over a cold at the moment, so just bear with me through this video. So for this week's discussion board, I decided to do the discussion on the book Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Shetterly. So this is a nonfiction, factual book. There is no illustrator, just because the pictures that are in the book are all were all taken during this time period. So they're all real life pictures. There's no drawings or illustrations or anything like that, which is awesome for me to see because I was able to connect the stories to faces. Um, just a little bit about Margot Lee Shetterly. She was born and raised in Hampton, Virginia. She graduated from the University of Virginia. In 2017, she won the NAACP Image Award for her literary work that she did for the book Hidden Figures. So the NAACP is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So for her to win that award was huge. Definitely showed the impact that she had on the African American community as a whole, for her literary work for Hidden Figures. Just a little bit more about Margot Lee Shetterly. Actually, her father was a research scientist that worked with the main characters of the book. And the main characters of the book were Katherine Johnson, Mary Jackson, and Dorothy Vaughan. All three were African American women who were mathematicians at the time working for NASA. Um, so at this time, the 1930s to the 1960s was a very uh, racially segregated time in our country. So for these women, as well as the other women that worked for NASA, they were not allowed to be in the main building for NASA. They were segregated, which definitely didn't settle well with them, but that didn't stop them from working hard and achieving the things that they achieved. So just a little overview of the book. During this time, there's a space race going on between us and the Soviet Union. So the space race was pretty much just to see who was going to be the first country to be able to make space flight capabilities possible. And these three women helped tremendously with this, and they broke ground as far as the way the country viewed women as a whole, and especially women in the workplace, because at the time, women in the workplace were seen as inferior to men. So these three women were credited for the successful space exploration that the U.S. Accomplished, which was huge because these were African American women during the time that nobody thought this was possible, and they definitely didn't think that three African American women would be able to make the impact that they were able to make. Um, so overall, this book was very impactful for me, and it was actually turned into a film in 2016. I'm not sure if anybody's seen it, but if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend you see the film and watch the book. So the age range I would say this book um, is perfect for, I would say between the ages of 13 and 14. A little younger than that might be okay just because the book isn't complicated and it isn't anything that's kind of hard to follow along since it's all facts and it follows a specific timeline. But I would say 13 to 14 is the um, perfect age range for this book. So the reason why I picked this book was, for me, I always read about like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X and Rosa Parks and people of these sorts, so African American people that made an impact on the African American community as a whole. But I never heard about these three women. So when I heard about these three women, it sparked my interest immediately, and just to see the perseverance and their attitudes towards hard work really inspired me and impacted me on a level of impactfulness I've never experienced before from a book. Um, so overall, this book is definitely one of the best books that I've read, and I highly recommend you guys go ahead and give this book a read. And also, if you have free time to sit and watch the film as well, you should do that. You should do that too. So I hope everybody's having a good week, and I'll see you later.